Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Jud Dryden Show. I'm Bill Anderson, and this is the head football coach of the Shovel Gold Eagles, Jud Dryden. And this show is brought to you by SLC Firearms, 931-684-5731, 917 North Main Street. Walk into Shovel Lumber, hang a right, and you're there. And when you get there, the holidays are coming, hunting season's coming. You need Hornady ammo, it's there. I brought some props today. Hornady 17 HMR ammo, they've got it. Here's the other thing. If you need a home defense weapon, the shotgun coach is the best one. And they've got it there at Shelbyville Lumber. Bought it for myself. They've also got a pistol down there, and it's called a Taurus Judge. It shoots a 410.
Okay.
And it also shoots a 45 long Colt. And it's a Magnum, and that's the one you want. Walk in there and ask for Chris Cartwright, Mike Matusik, talk to them guys, and see what they can help you out with. Holidays are coming, hunting season's here, and it's a good time to go down to SLC Firearms. Coach, there's a man, there's a myth, and there's a legend. Who would that guy be?
According to you, that'd be Ricky Epperson.
It would be. And I've got a 270, needs sighting in. Ricky's a good friend of mine, by the way, and I know you like the shout out from Jud Dryden, Bill Anderson, and you're getting it today. But my 15-year-old nephew wants to hunt gun season. And Ricky, I'm going to give Ricky a lot of credit. He took the gun, sighted it in for my 15-year-old Hudson. Good job by the Grinch. Grinch, Coach Dryden and I like you a lot. Coach, 10 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a great day to do a coach's show.
It has been. Coming in on a Tuesday night where it feels like it's more like 9 o'clock at night than it does 6.
Right, because the time changed.
Yeah. We were the sun was going down really fast at the end of practice today.
Yep.
We were trying to hustle to get everything in before we had to get off the field. But no, it's been an amazing 11. I mean, even the Seagull game really showed our potential. As long as things got cleaned up and fixed, and we've had some highs and some lows, but overall the grit of these young men and the way they approach everything they do has been amazing.
And your coaching
that
staff
goes unsaid.
is outstanding.
Yeah, that goes without saying. So we're very very blessed. We've been very blessed this season.
You beat Hillsborough 41-7. Mm-hmm. Delauded again. I think he manages the game so well. Mm-hmm. Threw a couple touchdowns and made some key runs again. Yep. Let's start there.
Well, he's every week he gets a little bit better within the system. He comes off understanding mistakes that he's made. He understands the corrections that are coming with that, and there's been a lot of times where he's come off saying, "Yeah, I need to do this next time," and then you see him go out and do X, Y, Z or ABC, whatever it was that was the issue. He's been in practice. He's been a very good leader for us, and in making sure people are in the right places and making sure people are understanding what their roles are. So he's been a great addition to this team this year, and we're not where we are right now without him.
William Bobo, my namesake, another pick 6.
Yep.
I want to talk about him for a minute.
Okay.
He's getting better every week. Every week it's like you watch the kid grow.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. And it's experience, and he's an intelligent, very intense, very focused young man with a lot of skill. And as you see him become more and more comfortable, mature, and experienced within the role that he's playing right now, he just gets better and better. And that's what you want at the end of the season. And so far, we have continued to progress. It's one of those situations, whether it be him or the rest of the defense or the offense or special teams, the fact that we are where we are right now and still have things to improve on.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen in that case.
LeBron Ransom, I thought, was a welcome addition back to the lineup.
Absolutely. There's a reason. Great. There's a reason that he was our first bank player of the week.
Yes.
He's defensively, in my mind, he won that award for the week just on that side of the ball. Yeah. Then he tops it off with the play on offense and that he had. And, for those snaps, and it was great to have him back and see him out on the field and the comfort level that our kids had with him out there. And it's, once again, it's great to have guys back off.
Talk about the running game and off the top of your head, the stats.
Oh, top of my head. I think Rocky had a little over 100 yards. Yep. Nathan threw for 135. Yeah, something like that.
A couple touchdowns. He had like 25-yard drives. But they were key runs.
So, yep. Radon put in another, I'm trying to remember now, maybe 40, 50, give or take. So
did Bailey play?
He played some in the first half, then we pulled him in the second half. We feel like this week he's primed and
Good.
close to being back to 100% based on what we've seen in practice for 2 days.
Coach Hillsborough had players.
They did.
That's what I think people don't understand. Hillsborough had athletes and they had players.
Yep. And it was a challenge that our guys welcomed all week, and we gave them the scouting report, didn't hold anything back on them, and told them what it was they were going to see, and just like we said, they were very big up front, very athletic in the skill positions, and we played outstanding defense. And I think up until the last scoring drive on our JV there at the end of the game, I believe, if I remember the stats correctly, we had held them to 6 yards total offense up to that point. So
that's pretty
the
impressive.
way it is,
and that's the key to Shelbyville winning football games is that defense.
It is, and and going forward, that's what it has to be. We've got to be able to contain offenses and give our offense a chance. Can't rely on an offense to continually score in the 30s. Simply because every week as we progress in the playoffs, I mean, we're looking at better and better football teams, and Centennial is a great football team with a lot of talent and well coached, and everything you want to see in a playoff caliber football team they possess, and it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us.
We'll get to them in a minute. Let's go back to what happened last week. Tullahoma beats Nolensville 10-0. Didn't shock me a bit. I knew Tullahoma would come back.
Yeah, and that as we talked as a staff about, as we saw more film on our opponents and everything, potential opponents, the one thing that stood out to us is the matchup for Tullahoma was favorable, playing Nolensville. And this week they'll have their hands full with Page.
They will.
But at the same time, their Tullahoma's defense is incredibly well coached, and they do things in a way that's unparalleled.
Centennial and Columbia played. It's 27-15. Columbia's leading the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Columbia's got some players.
They do, and we knew that. They hit a kind of a downturn.
Who is Columbia though?
Well, they got players. The team that played us was highly motivated, and very skilled, and matched up well against us. And then they had a lull there where, without knowing what was going on, it's hard to tell. We all deal with 15, 16, 17-year-old teenagers. Then trying to dive into their mind is it's a minefield in and of itself. So there's no telling. But boy, they came out to play, and they did. They gave everything they had, and hats off to the way they prepared. They had Centennial on their heels, and if it weren't for just one or two plays in particular, they come away with a win. And we're playing them Friday night.
Page beats Franklin County 50-14. Wasn't surprised at that one. Page got a good ball club.
Oh, they're very good. And Coach Rathbone has been there a long time. He has done an incredible job of taking a team and continuing to build a program that is now in the reloading phases instead of the rebuilding phases.
Right.
And they do a great job. They're well coached. They're disciplined in everything they do on both sides of the ball, special teams. You can't speak highly enough of what he's done and his coaches have done with that program. Defensively, going back to the Hillsborough game, I want you to talk about some more of your players on defense. Give me some names that played well, because honestly, I know that Hillsborough scores if you don't pull the guys off. Yeah. So give me some names of folks that play good on defense, because the parents love to hear it. We'll have to talk about all 11 guys that started. I know, because they all play good. Yeah, they starting with both your corners, with LeBron and Micah 3, they multiple times were in man coverage or a deep zone, and they try to go over the head with a fade, and they're right there in phase, and the ball has no window to fall into. It's not. And it wasn't that they were bad. And that's where we've grown over the years. Yep. This year, we've grown there. Then you go to the safety position with William and Steven, and then Maddox Wright going in. They played well too. They understood their assignments. They reacted well, responded well to everything that came about. And did a great job of running the back end for us. You have Theo Washington and Rocky Chandler playing outside linebacker. That great plays, athletic, play hard. They were in the right position almost all night. Cool. I can remember one point with Theo on a play that popped for like 5 yards, and it was me nitpicking what he did. I mean,
Right.
it wasn't that he played it bad.
Right.
It was that it could have been just a
It could
hair
have been a
better,
little better.
and there would have been 5 yards they wouldn't have had.
Right.
So, but that's all those guys understand that about us. We nitpick, and we want it to look a certain way and be done a certain way, and we continually push to make it that way. Inside linebacker, of course, Logan McBee,
He plays
an
every
all-state level,
Yep.
all-state caliber
All-state.
linebacker.
I agree.
But boy, Brody Lavorne.
Yeah, he played well, didn't he?
He has a motor and an intensity and a fire about him that you just don't find in a lot of
Right.
kids, and not to the extreme that he takes it. And he has gotten better every game.
What about your defensive tackles?
We're getting there.
I figured you were.
But with Brody, he's got
a motor.
so good. And
Yep.
the best thing about Brody, is he jumps on our scout team and he calls the scout team for us.
Great.
He directs traffic for everybody up front and makes sure that we're in the right call. All the coaches have to do is tell him what the call is, and he'll make sure every kid's there. And so here's a starter,
Right.
on your defense, and a kid making plays, and
Right.
he's willing to jump on a scout team and direct
Yes.
traffic. I mean, those are the kind of kids that we have.
You can't coach that.
And then
You can't coach it.
Yeah, then those 3 guys up front. They are moving Tyson Dunn down has been we did it out of necessity.
Yep.
And it's turned into maybe one of the best moves we've made.
I agree.
Up to
Tyson
this
Dunn
point.
can play.
He is an absolute
And a good
dog.
kid. And a good kid. A great
down in
kid.
there.
And he's a dog.
And he plays. I mean, he plays fast, hard, physical. He's got a great frame for that. And he has been a monster at that position for us now for 2 games. And then, of course, you have Radon and Tarvis McClain, Radon Crenshaw, Tarvis McClain, and they've been making plays all year.
Yep.
Even banged up, they were doing the job. They weren't quite as explosive as they were before and since, but
Radon's still a dog.
They are studs.
Radon's still a dog.
Both of them. And Tarvis is
Yep,
that quiet. He's that quiet pit bull that just won't. He's that quiet bulldog that just won't quit. I mean, he's constantly coming at you. So, and everything about him is go. So, I mean, those 11, 12 guys, you got to talk about Garrett Doak and how and the role that he plays inside of all that, and his focus and intensity is it's unparalleled as well on the team. So all those guys, they come in and they play their roles well, and we're
offensive line play well in this ball game as well. I mean, they played well.
They did for the most part.
We
had some miscues early,
but you were outsized a little bit.
Yeah, well,
I thought.
But that's for us, that should never be a concern for us, because the way we approach football and the way we approach our off season kind of trains that out of them. That they don't recognize anything as other than an obstacle. It's just something to be overcome, not a reason to fail. And so we had some miscues early in the offensive line, the first 2 series that kept us from scoring, settled in finally, and just went to work. And Hillsborough was doing some unorthodox things that we hadn't seen up to that point. And as we got more comfortable with what they were doing, we started moving the ball better, especially in the second half. I don't remember how many plays that scoring drive was coming out in the second half, but it had to have been 8 to 10 plays, just methodical right down the field. So we're can't be happier with how they played throughout the second, third, and fourth quarters.
Moving ahead, Friday night, we got Centennial playoffs. It's here. What does Centennial bring? What do they do offensively, defensively? What are we looking for?
Offensively, they're a spread type team, and they have athletes everywhere.
Yep.
They are incredibly
They're as good
athletic.
as we are athletic.
Yes.
Every bit as good.
Yep. They're and they do the job up front with their offensive line to get those athletes in space to make plays. They're very patient and methodical in a lot of the way they approach the game.
Would it be accurate to say they throw it more than we do, but we run it more than they do?
I think
it looks like they throw it a little more than we do.
As I go through the film and we look at the data, we're probably more similar than not in a lot of ways.
Their quarterback's not that mobile.
No, well, he is. Whenever they design stuff for him, I mean, he's got a little bit of speed to him. He's somewhat tall and long, so it takes him a while to really get going. But once he does, he's got some speed. He's not the most athletic quarterback we've seen this year, but he's not the least athletic we've seen all year either.
Pass rush key. If we got our pass rush,
we got to maintain gap integrity. We've
Yep.
got to understand the role that we play up front. And when we get our chances in the passing game, we've got to keep him corralled and bring him down and not let him extend plays. And we have to affect what he does.
Right.
More than anything else, though, we've got to stop their running game. They've got two running backs that are very good, and they've used a third off and on throughout the season, and all three can take it to the house on you if
Yep.
you don't play it well. So that's going to be one of those deals. That's very similar to Columbia Central
Yep.
and what they could do with it. So except they have two of them and a third that comes in, and so in a lot of ways it's somewhat like looking at ourselves.
Coach, you know what the good news is?
It's
It's
at home.
here.
Yep.
And Eagle Nation, we need you to come out for this
Yes,
one
we
big
do.
time. I want food trucks. I want people everywhere.
We fully assume that they'll bring a crowd as
They
big
will
or
bring a
bigger.
crowd.
It'll be as big or bigger than Tullahoma.
It will.
And so that's So yes, we need everybody. We need every single student,
Yep.
parent. We need
Yep.
every aunt and uncle and grandma, grandpa, and their best friends and their best friends. I mean, so we're going to need
We
everybody
need
here
to pack
and
the
excited.
place
Yes,
like we
do.
did the Tullahoma game,
So,
where there is no seats and you've got to absolutely stand around the fence. That's
Yeah.
what we need.
We and we're excited. I mean, to host a second playoff
How could you
game,
not be?
a second round playoff game, it's incredible. Now everybody needs to come prepared for weather. It's
Coach, I
gonna
heard
be
a rumor
colder
you
and
may write a book.
I'm never going to write a
Oh,
book.
I heard
It
you
just
might.
won't happen.
Going from 1 to 10 to 10 and 1.
No. That's
Heard a rumor about that.
there needs to be other.
Maybe
people
it's
that
a
write
short
that.
story.
Yeah, it's a very short story. Because it's not going to happen.
But an incredible year.
It has been, but
and we're continuing. And if we're going to continue here, if
Sure.
we get this done, we stay at home, right?
Yes,
all the way to the end.
That's how I understand it.
So if you're going to beat Shelbyville, you beat us here.
Yeah.
We need Eagle Nation. We need you watching tonight. Come to the ball game. Support the Golden Eagles. Support Coach Dryden. Support these kids. And I just can't be how happy I am for you guys.
Yeah. I will say this. It's been an incredible run for us up to this point, and we have no plans of allowing it to fail.
Absolutely.
And to finish. Now we will. If Centennial wins, it's not going to be because we weren't prepared and didn't fight tooth and claw for everything that we could get. It's going to be because that night they were the better team. And I'm going to tell you right now that this doesn't happen without and I've said it a lot of times, where we're at right now does not happen without last year's seniors.
Yep.
And what they did in the establishment of our culture and the grit that we show every day and the care and attitude that our players have for each other. It doesn't happen with that. It doesn't happen with these seniors that we have right now that are continuing that and making sure that culture is cemented.
Agreed.
And it doesn't happen without the parents that have been constantly involved in everything we do and come out and support. And it doesn't happen with our coaching staff. One of the major differences between last year and this year is there's not just 4 or 5 of us. Now there's 8 of us. And on top of that, we have guys,
coaches are there and they do a great job, and all that adds up together.
And so, and we have former players coming back that want to be part of what we're doing. That's an amazing thing. And then, as you stated, with the middle school guys, whether it be Zeke Thomaselli at Liberty or David Evans and Blake Kennedy, we're in a position now where we're almost to the point where we're rolling. I mean, our Shelbyville Youth League is playing for championships. Our D1 and D2 are playing for championships on Saturday. I got to talk to those little guys after practice today, and just to be able to share with them just a few things about what it means to play in that type of football game and to be invited by their coaches in and be part of it, and then we hand them off our D3 this year, made the playoffs, which is no easy task in that league, and had their chances. I believe they lost 6-0 in the first round of their playoffs. And then, of course, Liberty is riding high on 2 good seasons, and Harris is riding high now on 3, I guess, 3 in a row of league championships.
Well, they argue it's 2 out of 3.
Well, no,
because of COVID.
But
pretty much it was 3.
So we're incredibly blessed with where we're at right
And those
now.
guys
And
help you on Friday
they
nights on
do.
the sideline.
They
Both those
do.
coaches do.
And Blake is in our Sunday meetings,
Yep.
so that he's
Blake's
part of it. And so it takes a village.
It does.
And we're so, and I keep coming back to, I'm so grateful. And it's so encouraging that we have a village, and we're
Agreed.
and it's one of those things I haven't taken the time to stop and really reflect on it yet.
We're trying to win a
And
championship.
there's time.
We're trying to win a championship.
that whenever
we're trying to win a state championship.
There's time to do that at the end of the
season. We'll do it at the end of the
season.
season, and we'll thank everybody.
But this doesn't happen. I mean, there are times when you do stop to look at everybody that's involved and everything they're doing, whether it's fish fries or whether it's car shows, whether it's beauty pageants. I mean, all the way around.
What are we going to do?
So many. There's so many.
But the future past this year is so bright. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
The future is really bright for Shelbyville football. Coach Dryden, David Thomas will thank you. I'm going to thank you. You've turned it around. You got us back. And that's all we ever wanted.
We've got one season that's been pretty good for us. We need to be able to connect more seasons with it.
You've got talent coming.
So we can never lose.
And you've got the support.
Well, and we can never lose sight. We can never lose sight of who we are and what got us here.
Nope.
The last thing we will ever want to have happen is for us to forget what it was that got us here. And it was that 1-10 season. Right. It was what those lessons were from there. And in the way we approach things, we're reminded every day in the off season when we go to failure in a squat rack, that's what gets us here.
Right.
And it's that work and that time and that energy that allow us to do the things we do. And so I love these boys. I love our coaching staff.
And they love you.
And so,
and that's
like
so
I said,
important.
It's been a great run up to this point, and Lord willing, it'll continue.
Yeah, we hope it will. Reminder to everybody, we're going to have the first Shane Young, my boys basketball coach. His show will start Monday at 5:30. I encourage everybody to join. If you're an advertiser out there, listen to me. Look at the views Shelbyville now gets, Bedford County Sports gets. If you want to reach thousands, not hundreds or 10 people, this is where you need to be. Coach, I couldn't tell you how many people watch this show. It's amazing. 1 week, it was nearly 9,000 your first week, 8,700 and something. Yeah, that just blows me away.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that looks like.
What we could do is we could do you a nice spot, whatever business you are, and have you a commercial, really good looking one. And then I can ad lib and SLC Firearms. I'm going to talk about them too. SLC Firearms is the sponsor of your coaching show. 931-684-5731, 917 North Main Street. Walk into Shovel Lumber, hang a right at the plumbing. Holidays are coming, hunting season's coming. Hudson needed some ammo for that 270. Went down there and got it. Yep. Ricky Epperson hooked me up. Mike Matusik. Ricky loves a shout-out coach. He really does.
I'm sure
they got the Hornady ammo. If you need a home defense weapon, a Stoger riot shotgun would be my suggestion, or a Taurus Judge. Shoots a shotgun. Ladies, you're not worried about shooting. You need a shotgun. You can get it in a pistol or the other way. Ask for the Magnum. He'll order it for you, and you can have it. That is your best home defense weapon that's out there. But SLC Firearms inside Shelbyville Lumber. Check them out. And we thank you all so much for sponsoring all year long the Jud Dryden Show. Because without SLC Firearms, I don't know that we could have it. But we do encourage them to Shane Young Show.
Absolutely.
And every Tuesday, we have our show.
Okay. Hey, I'm ready for another one.
Any chance you come on with us at 9 o'clock Saturday morning? We'd love to have you, Coach.
I'm still waiting on my littles.
So if you could come and you can't come but 15 minutes, we'll make that work, David, right? And then he could leave right afterwards. Sure. But it would be nice to talk about the ball game with everybody at 9 o'clock live on Saturday morning, if it's possible. I know you will. For Coach Jud Dryden, I'm Bill Anderson. Thank you all for watching. Please get out and support the Golden Eagles on Friday night at 7 o'clock. We'll all be there. And let's go and have a next week, 11 weeks in a row of a great day for a coach's show. We'll see you all next week.